Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a nice day. So I want to talk about Bitcoin MYK, a project I'm very passionate about. And as you can tell from the title, the Bitcoin MYK project has staked 100,000 Hex coins in an effort to help with the funding of our universal basic income project. So many of you who watch the channel probably have figured out I'm a big believer in universal basic income. And this kind of empties over into the cryptocurrency space. Now, it works a great deal different in the cryptocurrency space, whereas part of my fundamental beliefs now is that every human being on earth should have the right to basic needs, roof over their head, food, shelter, regardless as to what systems they're part of that say otherwise. And I can go deep into these foundational ideas, everything from private property to ideas like every inhabitant of Earth should be able to pretty much own about 7 acres of land, to the point of the Earth belongs to no one. And so I can come up with all these great utopian like ideas, but in our standard society and structure of our systems, I do believe that universal basic income should be something that we all should be able to take part of. Now, this translates a bit differently in the cryptocurrency space. Although it has the similar idea of it, and it has the mechanisms to deliver such ideas, or to deliver, to basically make a system like this work. It just works differently in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a different animal entirely. And what we've done with cryptocurrency, we've used ideas like giving away free cryptocurrencies as part of a marketing tool, right? If we go back to the early days of Bitcoin, Bitcoin was mostly given away. A lot of people probably weren't around back then, but if you go back and do a lot of research, a lot of Bitcoin was given away absolutely free. And then we start to get these ideas like later on, these very corporate institutionalized ideas of Bitcoin. We get mining data centers that only very people of high technical aptitude can use, and that these ASIC mining rigs and a variety of things, common people won't really use. A far cry from when people could just kind of sit home with their computers and mine on their GPUs and what have you. So what is done, is basically, I believe, centralize much of our key cryptocurrencies more so than ever, and taking away the spirit and the very core ideas of what I believe translated to much of Satoshi's idea of giving the power back to the people, giving money back to the people, right? But you can't give money back to the people when the cryptocurrency exchanges have taken the places of our banks. We can't give money back to the people when institutions have come in and taken over Bitcoin. And these institutions and corporations seemingly lie in a cabal with the government. So that is not money by the people. That is not cryptocurrency by the people. That is something else now. And it has caused some of us to not see Bitcoin as a shiny beacon anymore. So why am I saying all of this, and why are we participating in Hexcoin? Well, originally we believed that the Hexcoin project shared very similar ideas to what we believed as far as better distribution systems, going back to ideas like universal basic income, what we believe in cryptocurrency to be the ultimate distribution machine. I believe that the Hexcoin project, it was more so about distribution of this token, where they would basically have many ways people can obtain these coins, whether it be through affiliate programs or through staking or what have you, exchanging their Bitcoin. Now we know that in recent times, many of these ideas have come under quite a bit of scrutiny, and there's been quite a lot of unanswered questions about Hexcoin, and it's led many to believe that this project might not be what a lot of people are looking for. It lets many to believe it might be a scam. It's more questions have come up than answers, it seems. And so we're kind of now left holding the bag with hex coins, right? Now, what happens with hex coin? Maybe many of us don't fully understand it. It ends up being a great project. Or maybe many of the naysayers are right about it, and it ends up being not a great project. Or it ends up being an illegal project or a scam or something to that degree, all of which wouldn't be good. In any event, we're now left holding the bag with these hex coins. What do we do with them? Well, seeing at this point in time that there are so many opinions about this, and there are so many scenarios that could play out with this, and we're kind of in a netter region of between good and bad with this project. The best thing we could think of at this point in time to do with these tokens is maybe have some good come out of them. And one thing we've thought to do is basically stake them, and any returns that come from them will be circulated back through our token, used to pay out universal basic income to anybody who wants to claim. So you don't have to have any money. Only thing you need to do is come over to the site, claim your Bitcoin MYK tokens, and we will be circulating these hex coins throughout the Bitcoin MYK token. Hopefully something good comes out of this situation. But this is a post I'm looking at on the Steam blockchain from Bear613. Great guy. He participates a great deal in the Bitcoin MYK project. He curates for the project. And I want to read some of his article here just to kind of give you an insight of what some of the people think so far about what we're doing with this, if we're headed in the right direction, and we'll see what happens with that. So he talks about Mikos has a lot of trust in the Bitcoin MYK project, so much so that he will be taking 1,000 liquid hex and dedicating it to the project. The cryptosphere is complex and full of schemes and terrible projects. Sometimes what we need to do is have some faith and hope that projects will pay off. As a curator of Bitcoin MYK, my only objective along with Mikos is to help struggling authors with a little more. Give the Bitcoin MYK token is gaining some streak, even with small volume on the Steam engine platform. We're hopeful that Bitcoin MYK will be growing enormously by the end of the month. I know how hard it is to start off as a minnow, and we are trying to proliferate this token strictly through manual curation. Manual curation is very time consuming. Some whales may receive the token, but we're trying our best to focus on lower reputation accounts who have excellent posts. We will continue to drop these tokens, but only now 50 maximum at a time. What makes a token valuable? Well, this question has probably a million answers to it. Sometimes it's nostalgia, sometimes it's speculative growth, sometimes it's utility. At the end of the day, many apply a token's worth for what you can get for it. In this day and age, it is the granddaddy of crypto, Bitcoin. I have no relation or investment in the Hex, in this Hex which runs on Ethereum. To be clear, there's a ton of controversy with Hex, one in which I am not here to debate at all. I'm not shilling Hex or trying to pump it. What I do know is that whatever the initial reaction to Hex will be, we want Bitcoin MYK to benefit. Mikos has generously given 100,000 Hex tokens for the Bitcoin MYK project. He is trying to put his crypto where his mouth is. The plan going forward is this. Every 30 days from this point forward, December 10th, 2019, Bitcoin MYK will stake 100,000 Hex coins. Bitcoin MYK owns these tokens. Bitcoin MYK will stake for 30 days at a time. Bitcoin MYK will draw the Hex tokens generated after 30 days and restake. This cycle will continue for a minimum of a year's time. This means there will be approximately 6,000 liquefied Hex per month. That will be changed no matter what the price of Hex may be. After the initial 30-day stake is over, the Hex generated will be sold and we'll be purchasing Steam with it. We're not only helping Bitcoin MYK, but Steam as well. That Steam will be used to purchase Bitcoin MYK. And he goes on here to show how the staking mechanism is working, and that we did stake the tokens. um, and trying to make some good out of this project. If again, the main objective is to reinforce Bitcoin. If Hex is only 1 cent, it's only going to be $16 per month. If Hex goes to $1, then it's $1,600 per month. And we hope to grow Bitcoin MYK and make it valuable. That we mentioned, every transaction burns more of the token. So Bitcoin MYK is not only being backed with another crypto asset, it is also deflating as time goes by. There will be no more printing of this token. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact us on our Discord. So that's a nice written post by Bear and Rob. Just to kind of add a little bit more clarity to it. The Steam blockchain is quite interesting. The transactions are free. It's very fast. It's one of the fastest blockchains in the world. Very user friendly. Of all the cryptocurrencies out there, I would say that the Steam blockchain is probably one of the more easier to use. It's probably going to be a lot more identifiable with new people onboarding into cryptocurrency, due in large part to it being so much reminiscent to a social media network, right? To where they're doing their blogging and things of that nature, right? It's just a lot more identifiable. And so to kind of get into some of the function of the Bitcoin MYK token, what Bear was talking about is a lot of transactions that are counted on the Steam blockchain have to do with transferring value over the blog posts. For instance, if you look at this particular blog that he wrote, you'll see down here that it's received some votes, looks like 58 votes, and it's received, which would be equivalent to about 67 cents in US dollars. Right now, this is paid out in Steam. Now this is showing the dollar value, but it's the equivalent value of what Steam would be, the cryptocurrency. Now, this is quite interesting because what they're doing is they're transferring the value of Steam. They're doing these transactions through these blog posts, and they're counting as monetary transactions. So this creates an interesting dynamic of how we can move value probably in the future. We might have this future where your social media is how you get paid and how you transfer value and how you move it, right? And this might could become a very broad idea. And so what happens though in this situation, because of the amount of social capital, I think is, for lack of a better word, that transfers throughout the system, is that much like if I'm friends with you and or I have family members over here or whatever the case may be, there is value in relationships sometimes, and those relationships can transform into aggregate value or money. Now, this is kind of unfortunate to a degree in what's happening on the Steam blockchain, because what can happen is people can write some very valuable content for us to some degree, in which what happens is some of them get overlooked. Now, it creates a problem in the competitive pricing mechanism in economics. And so it just kind of becomes this thing is, if I'm your friend, you get the money. If not, maybe you don't. So to kind of protect against that kind of thing to create fail safes, we have created curators throughout the Steam blockchain that are tasked with going out, finding good quality posts, and actually valuing these posts on merit alone, right? Not on nepotism, not on the desire to be friends with someone or to look out for your friends. This is on the merit itself. And that's what we envision with Bitcoin MYK. Now, in addition to that, Bitcoin MYK has many functions, but one of the ones I'm more passionate about is the universal basic income function. And that's really what I like to focus on, because I believe it's a mass adoption vehicle. If you believe that a large network is valuable, then it should be quite easily to understand that a universal basic income network through social media would be valuable. And that's what the Bitcoin MYK site is. All you need to do is come over to the site. We'll leave a link in the description, and basically register, and you'll start receiving. It's no KYC. We don't really need to know who you are. You do need a Steam account, which you can obtain for free. And once you get that, we send the tokens to you. It's traded on the Steam Engine Exchange, right? And we plan to be on many more in the future. And so, in addition to that, it's a deflationary token. Every time a transaction is done, as Bear was explaining, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's very aggressive. Means if somebody trades the tokens, if somebody transacts the tokens in some way, anything is considered a transaction. Generally, I can mean changing hands on with our project. That token is burned against that, so it continues to burn down until there are 95% of the supply is burnt. So what's happening is as we try to put value into this project, they're becoming less and less and less tokens. So it is very highly deflationary. And that is to give value to the UBI recipients and a lot of other people who are involved in the Bitcoin MYK project. Drawing a vast network with very limited tokens. And so this is part of the plan we hope to do with this in relation to the Hex Coin project. We're also going to be taking Hex Coin tokens on the site for a variety of things. With the site, it might be anything from it could be anything from, we have this simulated miner game you can play with your Hex tokens now. That's quite interesting. You can listen to music. You can basically use it won't affect it directly, but with your Hex Coin, by participating in a variety of things on the site. If you want to promote yourself on the site, you can do it with Hex Coins, and as the network grows, you're able to you'll be able to use your Hex Coins to do a variety of things on the site. Now, we're not affiliated with Richard Hart. We're not we don't know Richard Hart. But we did, in the beginning, like the idea of this project, and we decided to talk about it and participate. And we did receive some of these Hex coins, and this is what we've chosen to do with them. So we'd love for you all to come over, check this out. It's absolutely free to participate. You don't have to do anything but ask for the tokens, and you get them. That is all you need to do. Now, we do have this thing where when you come on the site, based on how long you're on the site, you receive tokens based on how many hours you're on the site, right? So, but if you just show up to the site, you're going to get tokens either way. So it's nothing required for you. That's the idea of UBI, Universal Basic Income, that you do not have to do anything to get access to these tokens, and that's what we're trying to fulfill here. Excuse me. So we'd love to hear any questions, comments, or concerns about that. We're very excited about the project. People are starting to get involved in it, and we're grateful to have our little community here, trying to create this project, make it into something that we hope can help a lot of people across the globe. And if you stay tuned for the channel, you will see other things we do about Universal Basic Income. You will see me talk about other cryptocurrencies that follow a very similar path. We have a very specific type of cryptocurrency we talk about. We have gotten away from Bitcoin itself. We call ourselves Bitcoin MYK because we have a different vision for Bitcoin. And the reason we call ourselves that is not to be part of a scam or anything. It's just that we as well, if you hold Bitcoin, you can get our tokens in relation free to that. Now, that's all we do. There's no exchanging of any cryptocurrency or money. You don't have to turn over anything. Once we know you hold a Bitcoin, we simply just basically hand over the tokens. You can also just get the tokens anyway through UBI free. So there's no catches. There's no security risk. All you need to do is, even when you're registering on the site, you don't have to provide your actual emails or names or anything like that. We don't need the information in order to track you or anything. It's just primarily for if you lose your password or something like that, just to register on the site. That information can be sent out to you to do things like that. But that's basically all I want to say, in this video. Come on over, check us out, see if it's something you're interested in. I'm sure it's something on the Bitcoin MYK site for everyone. But that's all I want to say in this video. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. And until next time, take care.